jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Yo, big shout out to the hottest chat in the MF game. A-Side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know WCS is back in the building. Let's get right down to it. I see y'all in the chat. Salute. I will get back. I got to get to the hot grease. It's a lot that's been going on, dealing with the hocus pocus and the misleading freaking media as always. And we're going to talk about Jerron Boots Ennis. Once again, Jerron Boots Ennis is headlining in the news for all the wrong reasons, goddammit. I am not a Jerron Ennis hater at all, but I am a little bit frustrated with how I perceive his attention to detail in directing his career. I'm a bit perturbed. Let's get the Vargases out the way. As you've seen, Fernando Vargas. Vargas put it out there that, Keyshawn was calling out his son and everything. He said, they'll fight Keyshawn, but it has to be for M's. Now I'm saying to myself, if it was a black fighter, let's just say Keyshawn. His name was Keyshawn. First name. Last name Davis. Let's just say Keyshawn Davis. Just a boxer. Just say he had Olympic pedigree, silver medalist. Let's just say, for instance, this is just hypothetical, right? And Vargas' son, whichever one want to, because he was up there bragging on his son. If they was to walk into the diner, they would know his son. If you're talking about pretty boys, you know what I'm saying? Depending on what geographical footprint you in, but he was like, yeah, we'll fight Keyshawn Davis for M's. So what if it was Keyshawn Davis saying, yeah, I'll fight Vargas for M's? I mean, both of them are right there, leveled out when it comes to boxing career. Obviously, the more decorated fighter is Keyshawn Davis. So if your son never fought for M's before, it seems absolutely that you're checking off the I want to price myself out box. That's exactly what I see with the F going on with Mr. Vargas. Bro, you had your career. You did what you had to do. Man, a lot of people remember you as a fighter. Seriously, you did what you had to do. And I commend him for, just like any father, son, you got your sons on deck. You did an amazing job. Outstanding. But you're really pricing yourself out. If you believe that fighting Keyshawn Davis for the amount of money that you haven't made and he hasn't made in his career yet, but to face Keyshawn Davis, who's calling him out, surely you have to understand that there's going to be criticism your way. You on some bullshit. How you gonna, have a son that's still in the starting phase of his career? Keyshawn is in the beginning phases. He's more decorated than your son, but in order for that fight to happen, you say it has to be for M's. You know what Fernando Vargas' excuse was? That if they was to walk into a diner, no one knows Keyshawn Davis. Well, try having your son walk in a diner in a neutral location without your ass being with him. Stay in the motherfucking car. Do what old people do, goddammit. Why don't you stay in the car and stretch a little bit first? Look at some old Fernando Vargas taped films and shit in your VCR. Stay in there and stretch. You know what I'm saying? Stretch out your shoulders and triceps and shit. Let your son go in that motherfucker by himself and see how many people come running without you coming in there with all the Fernando Vargas merch on and all this other stuff, Team Vargas merch on, and see who knows. Because I really don't like how people just always want to use the same shit. Oh, who knows him? Hey, who knows him? Don't nobody know him. Don't nobody know your son. You got a couple of pretty boys in there building up their career. Kudos. You're doing an amazing job. But tell your son to go into anywhere in a neutral location with no merch on. That goes for Keyshawn too. And see who knows what. He's up here more so looking at, oh man, they'll know my son, look at his hair, look at his shades, put him on something. Leave the merch at home. Stay your old ass in the car. Sip on that Geritol, goddammit. Reminisce about the old times. And let your son go in there and see who knows him. And then furthermore, what does that have to do with making the fight? Saying that if we walk somewhere, no one gonna know Keyshawn Davis. I think that's a pussy ass move right there. I don't agree with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with it. I don't agree with overpricing yourself. Talking about you gotta look. It's very contradicting in many ways because I don't have to be a motherfucking genius to figure this shit out. You saying in one breath, right? Crashing out psychologically. He's saying in one breath that nobody knows Keyshawn Davis, but to say no one knows Keyshawn Davis, he wants the millions to face Keyshawn. That is stupid. That is the most contradicting, idiotic, asinine comment that you can make. Nobody knows Keyshawn Davis, but I want my highest payday to face him. Seems like some duck soup once again. And that's all I have to say about them Vargases. I like what they got going on. I have nothing against his sons, but I'm tired of hearing this type of discord. I'm tired of hearing the same shit replay over and over again. Leave the record players alone, goddammit. Stop putting on the same motherfucking record. Oh, this is my favorite song. Oh shit, yeah. I remember back in the 80s. Yeah. Yeah, I like this song right here. No. Times have changed. Stop using cliche default shit to deduct these fighters, to avoid these fighters, to elude, to find a reason why you don't want to step in the ring with them. Once again, to all you human beings that participate in boxing, if you say some dumb shit like Vargas' dad, Fernando Vargas, said that, oh, no one knows Keyshawn Davis if you walk into a diner, but I want some M's to face him. And y'all not even making M's. You sound stupid. You sound like your sons is hitting you in the head with no headgear instead of the heavy bag. Work on that, Fernando. For real. Work on that. You have two sons that's in the sport of boxing. Be a better example. Don't go out here and say some dumb shit. Don't nobody want to hear that, man. If you saying that nobody knows him and that's your fishing line that you want to cast out there, well, understand one thing. If you asking for millions to face somebody who's unknown, how dumb does that make you look? What type of fish that are you planning to catch in a bucket of stupidity? It don't make any sense to me, man. These fathers, man. I gotta take in consideration that Fernando was a boxer. I have to understand that looking at his fights, he did get hit in the head certain times. You know what I'm saying? I gotta take that all into consideration. That when he holding the mitts for his son, they might miss. He might slip out, little old age. His son might pop him in the head. Oh, Dad, you okay? Yeah. I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that slobbing and slur speech. You barely understand what the fuck he talking about. I'm gonna let you go. I gotta get over here to Team Ennis. I gotta travel to Philly right quick. So y'all, you handle that, Fernando. Don't get your ass out here saying some dumb shit no more. I'm tired of hearing it. Sincerely, yours truly, WCS. Jerron Ennis, who happened to be 33 victories into the game, 0 defeats and 29 knockouts. I had to do it to you once again, even when I was trying my best to say, you know what? I hear and read, I hear and see the criticism. You know what I'm saying? I can prognosticate it already that there's going to be a lot of debates about what's going on with Ennis. You still have those who out there that's clinging on to life. Those old Errol Spence fans that thought it was going to be easy to cross that border and crawl up into Boots' backyard and throw those little pebbles out the window. Boots! With the lisping, Boots! We're here, Boots! We climbed out from the bunker, Boots! Are you here, Boots? Somebody text him. Who said you had his number in the crowd? Who had his number? Text him. Tell him we're here. Old Errol Spence fans coming up from the bunkers. No telling what they've been doing, below the bunkers. No telling what they've been doing. But obviously, none of them are in the field of education, especially when it comes to the sweet motherfucking science. Because Team Ennis is on record for doing something that is disapproving to the boxing fans again. See, I went through the process of believing that Norman Jr. and Boots Ennis was absolutely going to try to do everything possible to make that fight happen. Then the fight started falling out after they was pretending like, oh, we were still negotiating. And then Rachel Donaire came on the scene and said, hey, in order for you to want an exception not to face your mandatory, you have to submit a letter to the IBF in a timely manner within the window with a non-refundable $20,000 check. That is a request. Did you hear what she said? A non-refundable. So the only way that is waived is that it has something to do medically and all that. But what she said was that a letter wasn't sent to the IBF in a timely manner, which meant once that expired, the IBF sends out the letter for purse bid. And then you can't send any letters after that, letters of exception, to basically exclude your mandatory, for them to take in consideration to exclude Corinne. So all this time, Team Ennis is, acting like this, and this. And then to go even a step further, you know what I'm saying, was that I remember when the flyers was out and Team Ennis signed with Eddie Hearns and Matchroom. I remember so many people was jumping up and down and shit, man. Motherfuckers was running through the woods in their draws. Ennis, 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 Ennis. Boots, 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 boots. We say, and motherfuckers running through the woods and shit. Motherfuckers were goddamn celebrating their ass off. It's on now. It's on now. He gonna get Crawford. What did WCS say about when Ennis picked up the title the way he did? I said, man, that's not a good way. If there's any type of morals and principles to boxing, is there any type of understanding where you would consider core values, right? Because boxing really don't have that. But peep this out. The way he picked up that belt, knowing that Crawford and Spence was in a freaking rematch clause, that's how he wanted it. Right? So it worked out for him. He got the belt. When the belt is received, you have mail. Then he goes on social media. He goes in front of the camera and say, Bud Crawford want to, he can come get it. If you want to come get your belt. He want to play nanny nanny boo boo. He want to play freeze tag and shit because he has lifted the IBF title for which Terrence Crawford worked and fought the unified champion Errol Spence, pound for pound, both fighters, pound for pound list. He did it the right way. But Ennis, oh yeah, tomorrow, goddamn it, this represents how you got that belt. Because goddamn it, Santa was right there sitting on Ennis's motherfucking chimney. You know what I'm saying? He had goddamn put the locks, the C clamps in and shit. And they say, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. He dumped that motherfucking title off through the window. He said, hey, I'm on time. I got you out the way first there, Ennis. Enjoy. Ever since he picked up that title via Santa Claus himself, things haven't been going well for Ennis. He signed with Eddie Hearns and Matchroom, and it just haven't been going well for you, dog. I mean, just some things, man, you get locked into spiritually. It's just not what you suppose and how you suppose how to receive that belt. People was considering you to be the phenom, big dog. And the method for which you're trying to prove that to them is not within the motherfucking index. If there's ever a boxing Bible there, Ennis, if that ever a Bible we can freaking look at, then you should start at Job, better known as Job. You know what I'm saying? Job for Ennis, because you didn't get the job done, homie. You didn't get the job done. You didn't beat a champion in the ring. The man wasn't even IBF undisputed, all that WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO for 120 days. He haven't even been able to just relish in the moment and keep the belts before you, IBF, sent that motherfucking letter over there. Now, this what pissed me off about, Team Ennis the first time was that I've been on record as telling you all how they was locked into Victory Boxing Promotions back in the day. They was in a legal turmoil, and then he ended up trying to split and go their separate ways with Cameron Duncan, the late Cameron Duncan, bless you. Then Chris Menendorf said, no, you can't go nowhere right quick. We have a promotional agreement, okay? All right. I understand that you have since left the building, but you will be hearing from my legal team. So they was wrapped up in that with Victory Boxing Promotions. They had to go, and he was out the ring, and people asking, hey, man, what boots at, man? What you talking about? Them Timbs up there? Man, they still got them for 25. No, man. You funny, man. You funny as hell, man. Military jokes, huh? Oh, you want the black boots? The black boots we don't wear. See, that's what I'm talking about. You're not taking my question serious. Be serious for once, WCS. That's all I want. Okay, cool. Tell me, what about the boots? The boxer, Jerron Ennis. What about him? You know what I'm saying? Well, where's the respect supposed to be? Because, people was asking why haven't Jerron Ennis made his grand appearance, grand entrance in the boxing world? They've been hearing about him out here, but he hasn't been fighting nobody. And people know, the ones who stay close, they know he has some legal shit going on. Boom, they had to get up out of that. They did. They finally got up out of that with Chris Menendorf, and they had some type of agreement. Then you seen Ennis start to get fights. But there wasn't the fights that nobody wanted to see. Nobody wanted to see him fight Zaru Abdullayev or whatever. No, not Zaru Abdullayev. Whatever that dude was. He was like 4'16". Nobody wanted to see that. So he was coming out. It was almost like he couldn't get big fights because of whatever, allegedly, that he was locked into that agreement with Victory Boxing Promotions. And then, that absolves. And then you have Cameron Duncan with Wild Promotions. And in that process, Ennis is really not fighting anybody spectacular. Like, when you look on his resume, he really wasn't, wowing the boxing public with any names that you're saying to yourself, okay, I like that. Let's just start with Chris Van Heerden. That ended in a headbutt. Van Heerden was 28-2-1. Okay. I'm not even gonna go to Bakunar Yubov. I'm not gonna go to him. He's 14-1-1. He stopped him in the fourth round. And look, this is what I meant by 4'16". Dude was 5'6". Dude was 5'6" from Kakistan. You know what I'm saying? So he goes and defeats Juan Carlos Abreu, 6-round stoppage, go past Van Heerden. And then he challenged himself with 140-pound former champion Sergey Lipinets. You know who has a Mikey Garcia and some other names on this? You know, he went up there and went several rounds with him, dropped him into fourth round in the 6th round, and stopped him in the 6th. Okay, so therefore, he has a former champion at a lighter division, junior welterweight. Go on to Thomas Delorme. I did a full-blown live on nothing but Jerron Ennis. And you ask yourself, why Jerron Ennis? This was back in the day when he just came into the rankings, y'all. I waited till he traveled up the rankings a little bit, and I did a live stream on Ennis back in the day on how he was finessed into the rankings. He was shuffled. Even when he didn't have a fight, they was moving him up slots in the maw of darkness. They was just shifting him and moving him and goddamn tactically just low crawling and shit. Who's that? Who's that out there? Hey, show yourself. Hello? They heard the shuffling. Motherfucker was out there going from tree to tree in the maw of the darkness, moving Jerron Ennis up in the ranking systems, yo. He ran up on Thomas Delorme, coming off 2 losses, man. 2 losses. And he stops him in round 1. I'm like, huh? Y'all up here jumping up and down. He was coming off 2 losses. They moved him up in the rankings after that fight, yo. They moved him up in the rankings, man, the welterweight rankings. Then he goes on to fight Custio Clayton, who's 19-0-1. Well, for those of us who watched the fight, we found out that Custio Clayton came in there and he had sipped on some freaking water. And they put that Ambien in there. They put Ambien and goddamn 2 drops of melatonin in that bitch. For real. Because all he did was came in there and laid the F down. He didn't even go and try. So he got down and people was like, oh man, Jerron is the phenom. Look what he did to Custio Clayton, who was undefeated. Okay. Then he goes in there with Karan Chukazagan, and now this is where we at currently. Okay, people? This is where we at currently. Yes, bring in the lights, please. Yes. Cameras, move in. Let me know. Yes, cut that. Yeah. Dim it just a little bit. Yeah, it's about to get a little spooky. He goes in there with Karan Chukazagan, and he goes 12 rounds. That was for the IBF interim world welterweight championship. He beats him, but the performance was dismal, mediocre, subpar, marginal. All those nice, simplistic words. Don't be mad at me. It's just English. And then he goes up to Ramon Villa, who's coming off a fight with Rashidi Ellis, right? And people's like, oh shit, goddamn Ramon Villa, he did such an outstanding job with the deactivated Rashidi Ellis, who put up a valiant effort, ran out of gas, and Villa comes out of there looking great, looking like a warrior. Who's standing next? Oh man, Eddie Hearns. He's not up yet. They said, oh man, Villa, yo, stylistically, this is who you want. This is who you want. Standing right there in front of you and everything. This is who you want. You want Ramon Villa. He goes in there and get a 10-round stoppage. Now, granted, Rashidi just went to 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? With Ramon Villa. Boots goes in here and go 10. He get the stoppage. It looked good, but tailor-made style for Boots. That was July 2023, last year. Moving forward to this calendar year, y'all, things start getting a little bit weird because during this whole process, we was coming off the T-Mobile massacre of July 29th. And at that T-Mobile massacre, the beat down, the buzz and chatter lasted for quite some time, right? And people was talking about, how Crawford went out there and proved when he white gloved the welterweight division and came undisputed that he was indeed him. Crawford proved that shit, right? So before that fight actually happened, though, there was some naysayers and haters that was out there deeply admiring what they had going on. What I mean by that, they enjoyed standing on the sideline talking about, oh man, Terrence Crawford Duck, he fighting David Abisnezian, David Avocado, and David this. I remember Team Ennis over there when they was outside eating on a Philly cheesesteak with banana peppers and hot sauce. They was like, who is that he fighting? David, what? Man, who is that? We don't even know who that is. They was clowning. They was trying their best to get their stand-up right. Crawford went in there and smashed him in 6 rounds, right? Then he went in there and smashed Spence. Look, and just look, only 3 rounds more. Look, David Avenesian wasn't even on the pound-for-pound list. But Crawford assured the people that, hey, we know he got stopped by Igis Kavalowski and Green Machine in the 6th. Crawford went in there and wiped him out. They tried to blame it on the gloves. They tried to say Crawford was cheating, all this other shit. He knocked that man flat out. Medic. Yes, hurry up. Then, after Terrence Crawford completed the T-Mobile massacre slaughter, there was a rematch signed up. And what happened? What happened? 2023 wasn't even able to expire before Jerron Bruce Ennis and them and all that other shit that went on start clout chasing. You know what that word clout chase. They start clout chasing Crawford. You know what I'm saying? So with that clout chasing, Crawford made them aware that his feelings haven't changed. He said, what was that, sir, what they call it, Cinco de Crawford. Why didn't you want to fight Bruce Ennis? He doesn't bring anything to the table. What about a small picnic table, though? One that you just want to go out there and just it sits low to the ground, and you might have some deviled eggs, some chicken drumettes and shit. Does he bring something to that table? No. I say, damn. He doesn't even think he bring anything to a picnic table. So Team Ennis, even though they was clout chasing, I mean, they became compulsive clout chasers. It's just like you running into your boy and you say, man, bro, you look a little different. What's going on? I've been drinking a little bit, more. I've been able to cover from that T-Mobile massacre, man. I lost every fucking thing, dog. And I heard you online, man, and you was just over there bragging and shit, man. That made me even more depressed. Oh, okay, I get it. I got it. So when it came to Team Ennis clout chasing Crawford's name, it didn't work out the way they figured. So he had to go fight somebody else. After Ramon Villa, he had to go in there and fight somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It was supposed to be Cody Crowley, wasn't it? Huh? Was Crowley up next? They end up going around facing David Avenesian again. And we all seen what happened with David Avenesian. He couldn't get him up out of there on his own free will. I'll say, Your Honor, request to speak. They had to deny me because they knew what was going to happen. I said, Your Honor, I just want to say this one thing about this David Avenesian. No, we already know what it is. There's a time and a place for that WCS. Let it ride. Okay. So they went up there and they didn't get him up out of there concisely. Us, the boxing fans, was looking at concisely. You didn't get him up out of there. Eddie Hearns had to do some magical shit because at this point in time, he signed with Eddie Hearns. Right? So he get David Avanesian, the same fighter the team Ennis say they didn't know and all this shit. He couldn't even get him up out of there. Eddie Hearn has to go to his trick bag and say, Doctor, do you mind? Get him up out of there. This is going clearly in the 6. But you need to go up there and straighten this out. You know, do what I pay you to do. You know what I mean? Come on. Hurry. He had to go in there, stop the motherfucking fight. And then, you know, Ennis, the fans are shaking their head. They're like, man, come on. Come on, man. You know, they should have did Ennis the same way they did Shakur Stevenson. They should have panned the motherfucking crowd and showed who was motherfucking walking out. You know what I'm saying? They should have did it. So he goes through Avanesian, unimpressive. And then all of a sudden we has the Brian Norman and Boots Ennis, you know, back and forth exchanges. We thinking the fight gonna happen. We think this and this and all that. And then Ennis, you know, I'm hearing a little scuttlebutt here and there that Bozy Ennis didn't even know that they was trying to negotiate a unification with Norman Jr. And then you turn around, Ennis get on here and say, yeah, we sent him 3 offers and they denied. They turned him down. So Ennis is just being what is called the messenger. You know what I'm saying? Something like storks, carrier pigeons and shit like that. He was just being the messenger. And I said to myself, damn, do he really want to fight? Like, it comes a time when you got to speak up for yourself. Does he really want to fight? So we kept going back and forth. Social media people saying this and that. I'm not going to go through all the freaking hymn notes, but they were singing the blues up in here, right? That falls apart. And when you know it, we hear the tap dancing shoes and the top hat come a goddamn dancing on the scene. Who is it? Corinne Chukazik, and once again, I'm back. Dun, 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 dun. I'm back to fight. Jerron Ennis, you didn't think I would be back this early. Corinne started dancing and shit. The fans was grumbling. Oh my God. This nigga back again? What the fuck is Jerron doing? He's the phenom. This is one of the worst fights that we've seen the first time. How did this dude get back in the rankings? What's this, that, and the other? So it's a lot that's riding on the failed negotiations for Norman Jr. and Ennis, right? So therefore, we're saying, okay, we heard Norman Jr.'s side about the money. Boxing is a business. So they saying, pay me more money. They're champions. You know, this is their champion. Both of these guys are champions. But one of them, you know, earned their title differently than the other one in their possession, right? So Ennis is still feeling the side effects of that decision. So then, granted, we're thinking, who's going to be next? You know, all the rumor mills out there and shit like that. Now Corinne Trudigan comes back into the picture. We say, hell no. Then the purse bid happens. Then everybody's up here talking about Norman Jr. ducked and all that, and they didn't take this money. But then Eddie Hearns refused $250,000 to win the purse bid with Corinne. So therefore, word has spread that the fight may potentially take place in Germany. So therefore, behind the scenes, something that's out of our reach, we hearing this, that, and the other, and the fight's not going to be in Philly. Then they end up having to pay him an excessive amount of money so the fight can be held in Philly. Right? So we hear chatter here and there with Jerron. Jerron tells us, hey, they ain't going to change nothing up. We're going to go in there and handle business. Well, Jerron, to be honest, looking back at the first fight, you went 12 rounds, right? What did you take from that fight to bring into this fight? The fans can, you know, cheer you on a bit more with confidence and everything else that goes around with, you know, building up your fan base. Because in between fights, we don't hear too much from you, Jerron. When you say so, When you say so, Jerron, we don't have much in between you, between fights. So what do you think you take from the last fight? Well, I wasn't having fun in that fight. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna step on him. I'm gonna have fun. You're gonna step on him? Oh, that's a big brutal. Is that legal? I mean, no. I'm gonna step on him in a way. I'm gonna go in there and dominate him. Oh, okay. I'm across the pond. Sometimes, I get confused and everything. But you're not gonna literally step on them, but figuratively speaking, you're just gonna have a better performance than you did the first time. Yeah, that right there. Okay. And what did he do, yo? Ennis goes in there, and he went 12 rounds with a fighter that he said out to the open public that they wasn't gonna switch up their style. We know he's going to run. He's going to run. So now I'm thinking, right? I'm getting a little bit more serious about what's going on with Team Ennis as far as who's in charge. Yeah, I'm putting on my military hat because right now, with Team Ennis, they'll be going up for non-judicial punishment right now for dereliction of duty. And here's why I'm saying what I'm saying. He goes in there and goes 12 rounds, even though he got the stoppage. I mean, not to stop it. He dropped in one round, right? They zoom in on that one round to say he was able to do something he wasn't able to do the first fight. No. No, check this out, yo. The first fight, Korean ran and then attempted to engage with you in the last 2 rounds, right? But this fight, he didn't run. So therefore, it allowed you to be able to gain more access to Korean Chukazakin, and was able to put on display and let people know, hey, this is my deal right here. He's not running this fight. But you failed to make changes. We didn't see you collecting data and making adjustments. And the fighter that you call out so often is Terrence Crawford. We know him for making adjustments. But you has not shown that you can make an adjustments on the elite level. And look, a lot of us didn't consider Korean to be elite, but you made him look like you and him was on the same level. The performance wasn't high level. And WCS was already, had you down in the 600s in your boxing FICO, goddammit. And you go in here and go 12 rounds, and Chukazakin sometimes was having his moments. But you went to the final distance. But look, you went to the distance again with the fighter who you say you was gonna step on. That's where the water, the eyes start to water there, Ennis, when it comes to your fans. Because look, Ennis, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just being honest with you, big dog. For real. You have those Aerospace fans that's still in the healing process. And look, they was absolutely hoping and wishing, Ennis. They was hoping and wishing there and finally have that moment and stunt and give them performance and underline what the phenom alias actually means to you as a fighter. And you didn't do that. You went in there and went the distance with Chukazakin once again, right? So those fans of yours are disappointed. Hell, I'm disappointed because I wanted you to go in there so we can finally get people, amped up for a possible unification fight and whatever. So you go in there and you go to 12 rounds, but this is where it gets a little bit strange. You know what I'm saying? During the post-fight conference, post-fight interview in the ring, you start to slowly cut those slices of excuses. Hey, how you doing? Like this pie right here? Yeah. Yeah, a lot of whipped cream on top. I'm not gonna throw it in your face. It's gonna be on my face, okay? I'm about to hit myself with this, okay? Don't worry about it. I know you're dressed to impress tonight. Well, I look at it like this. I'm 27 years old. Yeah. I think 154 is where it's at now. And then you hear the motherfucking instruments start to play in the background. Yeah. Ennis is up here talking to the people like he's my age. Look, he's up here talking to the people like he's my age. Yeah, my elbow and everything started to crack a little bit. And I wanted to pull the trigger, but goddamn, the trigger was stuck. Why? Because I still had the safety on. I'm old. I forgot to take the safety off, dog. I forgot. For real, y'all. And it started talking like he was only a couple of years from signing up for AARP. He's about to get the senior discount at Golden Corral. Yeah, I'm 27 years of age and I just wasn't feeling it tonight. And, I guess I'm going up to 154 pounds. I come and, it's been a great journey down here. But, you can't stop Father Time. Father Time is just brutal. Wow. Father Time has just ravished my body. I'm saying? The rheumatoid arthritis. I'm saying? The headaches, the aches and pains. And, I had a illustrious career. This is my 33 victory. Yeah, Ennis, we know that. We know that. And speaking of 33, yeah, with the 33 victory, the 33rd victory, we was expecting you to give us something special. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not talking about going to a 5-star restaurant, right? And they supposed to serve you salads initially because you in a 5-star restaurant. So you ordered that 7-course, 8-course meal and shit, but they started off with some salad. You know what I'm saying? And the salad that you get is a little browned. You know what I'm saying? It kind of has that Nutella freaking texture to it. It looks like it's been sitting out there for a couple of days. And they saw you walk in and say, we can give him a fresh salad. But why does he need it? He don't even perform in the ring the way he don't need the nutrition and the protein. Give him the old shit. Hell, we got to get it up out of here anyway. We don't want to throw it in the dumpster. People want to serve you old shit, bro, because you're not living up to expectations, man. You're sitting up here talking like you're giving up. You're 27. You know what I was doing at 27, bro? I wasn't talking like I was 57. You're talking like, oh my God. I did so much at 147 pounds. I tried so hard to fight Crawford. I was looking for him since 2018. You understand what I'm saying? Do you hear my anguish? I was looking for him since 2018. And just to think, he woke me up out of my sleep and I was dreaming about that moment. Yeah. I'm saying to myself, no, something's wrong with this cat. But the Arrow/Boots fans, they was waving those flags. We love Boots. We love Boots. We love Boots. I mean, they was jumping up and down. I'm talking about give it up for the 2024 cheer squad. For real. Them motherfuckers on deck. This is the year of Jerron Ennis. And it just didn't work out like that. Right? And then it just pissed me off, man. Like, damn. I bet he looked back on that with regret to act like he's too old for 147 pounds. Like 147 pounds has age limits now. This man started to put it out there like he's 27 years old, and I guess is up to 154 pounds. So let's get down to 154 pounds. WCS has said, okay, there's the IBF rehydration clause. And I said to myself, right? I said, maybe Ennis is having more of an underlying problem dropping weight or making weight than we think, making 147 pounds. Maybe that rehydration clause is somewhat halting the ease in him dropping to 140. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I mean, not. Let me take that back. Not dropping and making the weight, but him being forced to weigh in on fight day. Let me rephrase that. Not. It may be both though. It may be an ambiguous type of dilemma that he's in. You know what I'm saying? Him making 147 pounds, struggling to do that, and then only being able to rehydrate to a certain amount of weight and having to weigh in on fight day. That may be interfering. I was trying to help the dude out and give him some prognosis, but I found out they didn't have health care and all that other shit. So I had to say, hey, man, you're on your own. But I was getting a little bit. I was up here trying to do a little bit of research. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to go a little bit more in depth with data analytics. I was really, using my IT skills to go into the configs and figure out, is it any way possible I can break into that mental psyche of Jaron Ennis and see why it's taking him so long to live up to the expectations of his boxing fans. And lo and behold, 2024, he's coming off the Korean victory. And we're all waiting, like, what's going to be next? Because you heard me say it. The fight fans had something to look forward to from 21 to 22, 22 to 23, right? 23 to 24, because, Spence and Crawford was still locked into until Spence, was rolling, I don't know. He was in one of them damn Target scooters, them Walmart scooters. And he told somebody to put some duct tape over his eye and go live and don't say shit to his people. It's almost like he wants y'all to play motherfucking Jeopardy. What is a detached retina? Hello, Spence, you gonna say something? He didn't say shit. So come to find out, after Ennis has stole the belt, Spence say he's not going to be able to, knowing that when he activated the motherfucker in the 30 days, he wasn't going to fight Crawford. With that said, with Boots Ennis, we come to a point where we're trying to find out, is Brian Norman Jr. going to be next up after he fight his next fight? And what is he going to do? What is his decision-making process at 147? How is he going to handle this? And then someone threw up there that he may step up and fight Madrimov, or he should go up there and fight at 154. But I noticed a subtle uneasiness about those individuals that was freaking talking about Boots moving up to 154. You didn't hear them mention name the way they were when Crawford became undisputed, when he went in there and battled his pound for pound colleague. You didn't hear them throw Crawford name up there because Crawford has shut that cellar door and put a motherfucking lock and an old ass sofa on top of that shit. He didn't want to revisit no conversation about Ennis. So I'm saying to myself, who would he fight if he moved up to 154? I mean, there were so many names. They wasn't putting him in a conversation with Sebastian Fundora. You know what I'm saying? Some people said, oh man, Boots gonna go up there and fight Buachuk. For real? Who said that? What source? I was saying to myself, when I heard that bullshit, I said, okay, that'll be a good fight. I like to see that because Buachuk about that. Buachuk, yeah, Sergey Buachuk, let's see that. Found out that to be trash. So after I walked over and put that in the recycle bin, I'm just up here. I'm saying, I'm going to let this go. I'm going to let this go. And I know something's going to bubble up to the surface about Ennis, and we're going to be able to talk about it. And sure enough, Virgil Ortiz, people been talking about the way Turkey Al-Sheikh has been making these fights. And WCS has put it out there and say, we really didn't have anything to look forward to 24 to 25. We don't have anything to look forward to. And then the conversation started to take shape. Turkey Al-Sheikh, February 22nd, 2025. We have heard a proposed fight card. Shakur Stevenson, Floyd Schofield. For real? Oh, wow. Jaron Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz. What? Say it ain't so. You lying. So we start saying, I said, okay. That's heavy. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. So now people are saying, okay, they believe that Jaron Ennis is going to face Virgil Ortiz. a matchup that should have happened in 147. But Virgil Ortiz had to take a hiatus due to medical issues, and he wasn't able to make 147. So he moved up to 54. And we all seen what happened up there. But Virgil Ortiz was coming off a Sergey Boychuk win. No matter how you say it, whatever who you did, he came off a win. Everybody was talking about it because Virgil Ortiz has been shown, he's demonstrated that he has that dog in him, right? I'm not saying that Jerron don't have dog in him, but there's different dogs, okay? Whether you get one from a breeder, you get one from the kennel. I'm just saying, there's different type of dogs and their demeanor. But we was happy that the Virgil Ortiz-Jerron Ennis fight was going to happen. And sure enough, those individuals, those Spence fans that was going into recovery, they found out what that claw hammer feels like again. Because goddamn it, the fight fell apart. And when you know, Boots actually took to social media this time. Boots said, I seen the rumors on social media, just like y'all did as far as the fight with me and Virgil. I was unaware that alleged negotiations were being made on my end. Stop it. Stop it. Bookmark that. Somebody let Jerron Ennis know he can put some commas and periods and separate. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this is like compound sentence, run-on sentence, okay? Let me start a little bit over. Where do I start? Period. Virgil, I was unaware that alleged negotiations were being made on my end from here on out. If it didn't come from me and me only, don't believe it, and I will address if I'm staying at 47 or moving up to 54 at a later date and time. So let's electric slide just a little bit to the left. Aren't you signed with Eddie Hearn? I mean, I remember these people talking about when you signed with Eddie Hearns. Yeah, Crawford don't duck now. What's your excuse now? Eddie Hearn's gonna make the fight because he can get Turkey out of Sheik and all that. But Crawford wasn't trying to entertain that shit. So now you put this out and people saying, aren't you with Eddie Hearns though? The man that's supposed to be in your best interest? I mean, granted, we was hearing that they wanted Virgil Ortiz to move to 147. And WCS put it, I said, no, that's unfair. That hell no, we ain't making that happen because all the whining and bitching and complaining, all the dirty diapers that was on here, these motherfucking big ass grown adult babies crying, talking about Spence was weight drain. And you think the Phenom is going to have Virgil Ortiz move down to 147 after going through medical issues. And we supposed to think that this won't be met with strict, harsh criticism? You're trying to make Virgil Ortiz come down from 154 and he had several fights up there. So we know that was bogus, yo. That was motherfucking bogus. We ain't having this shit. We're not going through a whole nother contradictory phase and, having Virgil Ortiz weight drain himself. So then we find out after reading this, and let me read this one more time, y'all, because I might have read it a little bit too fast or slow. I seen the rumors on social media just like y'all did. Period. Comma. Whatever one you want to use. As far as the fight with me and Virgil, I was unaware that the alleged negotiation was being made. See, this is the bullshit. When I go back to when Brian Norman and Boots Ennis was being made, he was up here being the messenger, talking about we sent this over. You was made aware, right? Your pops was the one that was up here saying, "Oh, I wasn't aware of none of that. I didn't know that was going on." They negotiation with who? Mario Barrios? No, it's Brian Norman. Who's that? Stop playing there, Bozy. Stop playing. Oh, okay. I was just I didn't know. I gotta speak to my son about that. I didn't know that. So once again, you have some dysfunction going on in the team. This has to be straightened up. You're 27 years old, you have to fire. There's some people that need to get their termination papers. I understand with keeping the managerial position internal to the family or whatever the case may be. But God damn it, this shit of not knowing, people are fed up with it. They hear and read that you typed this in a tweet and said you was unaware. It doesn't sit right with a lot of people. It doesn't sit right with a lot of people. This fight with you and Virgil is supposed to be the fight. Look what Timothy Bradley had to say to this fight dropping out there, Jerron Ennis. Okay? Listen to what Tim Bradley had to say about you being unaware and the fight dropping out between you and Virgil. Because you're a big name, Virgil. Did you hear me when I said this? I mean, not Virgil, Jerron. Did you hear me when I said that you black fighters need to really pay attention to the old guard moving up, moving out, like Canelo, Crawford, Sean Porter already gone, keep there. All the old guard is moving out. You have to position yourself to be the next in line for the big paychecks. The rate that you're going is not going to happen. Listen to what Timothy Bradley, and he didn't sit up here and soften it up. You know what I'm saying? He didn't add any extra sweeteners in here, but he did throw some lemon pills, orange pills into this shit.
Quick, man, I heard the news about Boots and Virgil supposed to be off. I'm just letting y'all know right now that's duck soup. Duck's soup at its finest. That's exactly the way you do it when you want to duck somebody. When you change your mind, when you don't believe that you that damn good. I don't want to hear nobody else say anything about Boots people ducking. We ain't saying none of that no more. Absolutely not. This is a clear indicator right here that he don't want no smoke with anybody, because this is the perfect matchup for him at 154 pounds. This is against a smaller guy. It's not a big guy. He's been at 54 for a while, but this is the perfect matchup. What about all that talk y'all was doing after the fight? Your promoter was doing after the fight. Man, 154, 147 is really hard for him to make. You know what I mean? The weight is an issue. Y'all was blaming that on his last performance, right? What now you want to stay at 47? Look, you can stay at 47. You can fight, right? All you got to do is talk to the sanctioning body. That's all you got to do, and tell them, hey, I want to take this. I want to actually go up to 54, and I want to fight Virgil. Can I maintain my belt at 147 pounds? Yes. And they're going to say, yeah, as long as you pay the sanctioning fee. That's it. That's all he got to do. But obviously, he's not as bad as y'all think he is. All them fans out there thinking he'd be bad, right? This ain't a good look from Boots and this team, man. And you talking about Boots ain't fought nobody, this and that, and all that in the third, man. This is not looking good for the Boots camp, man. This is not looking good for Eddie Hearns. Eddie Hearns ain't even got to come out the pocket for this. This is gonna be Saudi Arabia money. This is unbelievable to me, man. Boots, come on now. You need to fight at 54, bro. Come on, step up and face this man, bro, because I'm telling you right now, you looking like a sucker right now, man. You and your team looking like a sucker, bro. Gear up. Let's go. Anyways, that's my time, man. I just wanted to chime in real quick, let y'all know, man. I'm hearing the noise. I'm out doing my thizzle. As you know, I'm at the soccer field. A girl in the semifinals. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, you heard Timothy Bradley get straight down to the nitty gritty, and he didn't hold his tongue on that. You know what I'm saying? It's been so much talk about Boots, and I know it's tough for these boxers, man. But when you sit up here and say you're gonna step on him, you step on him, step on it. And when you was asked a question about Crawford, you never said his name first. You didn't want it. You said Barrios Stantionis, you didn't want it. Then moving forward, you didn't make the Brian Norman Jr. fight. If you want to put the blame on Eddie Hearns for being the decision maker, the last voice, maybe you need to step up like you did in this text and said, "Oh, you didn't hear from me." Well, guess what? WCS had already put it out there that you don't speak in between fights. Now all of a sudden you have to go to the worst case scenario, and the way you're looking and people goddamn chiming in on your ass. Now you're gonna put a tweet out there. It's not like you haven't seen all these other fighters out here. No, Ennis, you don't get no motherfucking pass, homie. You know why? Because if Crawford was in your city and $1 million worth of gang, Gilly, them, or Wallow was able to hit you up and you was asleep and you was able to get out your sleep and say some dumb shit. Man, I've been looking for you since 2018. Crawford had to tell you to go back to sleep, man. Hey, so somebody, man, pour him a glass, man, so he can go back to sleep. And instead of 2 melatonin pills, put maybe goddamn 8 or 9 melatonin pills in there so he can get some REM sleep. Obviously, he ain't getting REM sleep. People are fed up with this shit, man. You let a fight with Virgil Ortiz, who's at 54 already, and he has the WBC interim title. You pull out the fight and they say you in the gym all the time. You in shape. Oh, the sparring stories. That shit is gone. That shit is gone, bro. Norman Senior's on your motherfucking neck. They want the smoke. Man, maybe you got something brewing with them. But ain't nobody trying to hear that because you could have been set up for February 22nd. Why? You ain't in shape. You done ballooned up. You sitting at 160, 170 right now. You can't drop the weight. Why did you pull out, bro? We don't want to hear this shit you just put up here. To my, if you didn't hear from me. We don't hear from you, period, dude. If YSM ain't doing, any type of media internal to the gym, you ain't out here independently typing and letting the fans know that ain't you, bro. Now, worst case scenario, you got to get out here and start talking. Not only do you have to talk, my guy, you have to let them know that you're able to step up and what? Let the people know that you have the leadership ability. You have the clear understanding that you need to take more charge of your career. You still got time, 27 years of age. This fight right here, bro, you're going to be considered duck soup. Let's go on to what Virgil had to say now. Virgil said, I've always said I'll fight anybody, and I remain true to my word. Every single person that I have been offered to fight, I said yes. It takes 2 to tango in boxing, comma. So if I'm not in that ring fighting someone, no, it's not my fault. Time for some of you guys to stop. And I know I did not quote the whole thing. But Xander Zayas has popped into the picture. How can you allow a fighter that doesn't have the experience that Boots have? He did start at 47, though. And he had a growth spurt, and he made the decision to move up to 54. This is what I've been trying to tell Boots. If you have issues with making 47, it's a little bit tough, and especially you being in the IBF sanctioned body, drop the motherfucking belt. This is what I'm going to tell you straight up, man. I might be off target a little bit, but this is my assessment of what may potentially happen. And this is not to be negative towards Ennis. If you are unwilling to recognize how young you are and understand how broad the landscape is for you in the sport of boxing, then there's some other shit going on with you, comprehensive wise. You're not able to comprehend some shit that you need to be fully aware of and educated on where you at in boxing right now when it comes to your career. I'm just being absolutely respectful with that, because you're acting a little uneasy, bro, when it comes to comprehending, being competent enough to be a fighter that takes over and take charge of your freaking career. You're not showing that competence, man. I'm pretty sure you heard what the fuck I said earlier, like weeks ago. Now you at the point. You're at the point. You're at this point now. You let this Virgil Ortiz fight drop. And people own you again, man. They was on you from the Korean fight, and now they own you up. Don't nobody want to hear no stepping on them, nothing, none of that shit, bro. You're trying to tell me you couldn't turn around and get back in camp and face Virgil Ortiz in February, and they say you always in the gym? You said you always in the gym. But this is another thing, y'all, that I'm going to assume. I don't think Ennis was ready to go over there to Riyadh season. Some about this is giving me laziness. You just came out and went 12 rounds with Korean. You wasn't dropped or anything. Now you're leaving Philly and you're venturing over into a place you haven't been before. Now you got to travel. You ain't getting home cooked meals. You have to go on the road, way on the road. You have to even go and take that bird over there to Saudi Arabia. I think that played a role too, y'all. I didn't think he wanted to get back in fight camp for Virgil Ortiz. I don't think he wanted to go over there to Saudi Arabia, man, because he talks about how it feels. I guess he's waiting on another fight to come to the Wells Fargo so he can get some home cooked meals. I'm feeling some type of way. I'm feeling some type of way because I mentioned this. I mentioned him about his PR. Clearly, I wasn't lying, right? You think I was just a black man up here talking talk, right? But clearly, when it comes to the PR, this right here, well, you're going to go out here and pretty much interact with your fans, you need to clean this up a little bit. If this was Virgil, you could see the periods, the commas. Okay. But check this out. Xander Zayas, now a fighter that people love, especially the Puerto Ricans. Xander Zayas has now been inserted into the conversation there, Boots. He said they gave me an hour to say yes. I said yes in 1 minute. 1 minute consists of 60 seconds. Right? So now we have Xander Zayas. He's on the stage that you supposed to be on there, Ennis? How does that happen? You're 33 victories in, dude. You're 33 victories in, and Xander Zayas is on deck to take over and assume the slot that they gave. That's not a good look, brother. That's not a good look at all. Xander Zayas is sitting at 20-0. He's 13 fights. He has 13 less wins than you. He only have 12 knockouts. And he's about to do something Jaron Ennis haven't did yet. He's about to go in there and fight a fighter that has a belt. Even though it's an interim championship, Jaron Ennis haven't even did that yet. But Xander Zayas, who has less experience than you, and he's 22 years of age, more seasoned than he is, and he's about to get the shot at Virgil Ortiz. He has to be in fight camp over the holidays. He don't care. But I think Boots didn't want to be in fight camp through the holidays. I don't believe he did. Let me check. Let me check something right quick. Let me go and do some scrubbing. Let me go. Where's that shit at though? What did I just have it at? Hold up. So he had to go through the holidays. Check this out. This was close to home. Capital One Arena. He fought Korean Chukazakin January 7, 2023. He was in fight camp through the holidays. He fought Korean just recently, November. Fought Avanesian, July this year. Fought Ramon Villa, July 2023. Fought Cusio Clayton, May 22. Fought Thomas Delorme, October 21st. Sergey Lipinets, April 21st. Yeah, I just don't do this. When my mind starts to wonder, I'm like, yeah, that is a process of something. Does the criteria not state that? I don't think he really likes to be in fight camp over the holidays, yo. I think he's looking for home cooked meals, dude. Sergey Lipinets. Look, Chris Van Heerden, headbutt. But look how many, 2 fights out of the last 10. It's been maybe only one. Chris Van Heerden, he had a December 19th fight, still in time for Christmas dinner. Still in time for Christmas dinner. Juan Carlos Abreu, September 2020. Bakhtiar Yubov, the 5'6" guy, January 2020. So that's the second one. That's 2 fights in January. But he had to be in the fight camp through the holidays. Damian Fernandez, October 2019. Franklin, August 2019. Raymond Serrano, November 2018. Amando Alvarez, July 2018. You think I'm bullshitting? You think I just came up with this? He has 2 fights out of the last 15 that was in January. He had to be in fight camp. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying it's something else. This dude want to enjoy the meals. He want to sit back and chill, be at the table with a motherfucking, a chinchilla on with shades and shit at the table eating. And it's cold over there right now. They got the heat on. Them mother got that sweat and say, hey man, you don't have a fight coming up. What you doing? I want to be cool. That's what I want. I want to be cool. I don't have no fight coming up. I'm gonna step on them. Seriously, y'all. This is crazy. This doesn't make any sense. It's not supposed to. Because we was getting all hyped about this. Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker, Stevenson Schofield, Ennis Ortiz. Look at that. Hamzat Shiraz. I know that's freaking AC's guy. Hamzat Shiraz versus Carlos Adames. I hope that fight is still going on. And then Zhang versus Caballero. I like that fight. But the whole part of me just looking at Ennis again, I wasn't trying to come over here and start with my, practice on my archery. I wasn't trying to go over here and pull the bow back. But you make it so easy to do that because you are supposed to be a big name. And like I say, the black fighters need to understand that y'all need to start positioning yourselves to be in line to get these big paychecks. The way Ennis is moving right now, he's not going to be one of these guys that's getting the big paychecks. You have to look. Do you see what's going on with these fighters? You have fighters ducking Shakur Stevenson because they say this, and this. Devin Haney, this, and this. You know what I'm saying? You're talking. I'm talking about consistently getting these big paychecks. We're not talking about searching for a Ryan Garcia. There's not too many Ryan Garcias out here that can go in there without a title and run the numbers up and get you paid. I'm talking about these black fighters supposed to be in that position. And you're not going to get there not being in control of the decision-making process as a fighter in your career. You can't sit up here and go public and say, oh, I didn't know. If you didn't hear from me, get out of here with that, bro. I'm being polite, man. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. You don't even talk to your fans in between fights. You don't say nothing, bro. We don't hear from you unless YSM put you in front of the lens, man, and ask you a question. What did Norman Sr. say? Man, was it him? Let me see. Was it him? No, it was somebody else. Let me see. I don't think it was him. But somebody said, we don't want to see any more videos. Oh, man. So-and-so look good, hitting the mitts. Oh, he looks sharp. We don't want to see no more of those videos. So what? You look sharp hitting the mitts. So what? So-and-so rips the bag. He's killing the mitts. Boots Ennis showing dangerous power. Ain't nobody buying that shit, bro. Even if they had some pesos to get rid of because they was tired of hearing them jingle in their pocket. Ain't nobody trying to buy that shit no more. You're going to have to show and prove. You can't sit up here and say, if you didn't hear it from me. Man, we can't hear nothing from you because you don't even interact with your fan base, bro. This is a perfect example of a fighter being blindsided or pretending that he's blindsided. Because he's used to being complacent and just going along with the current And before you know it, hey, why is those white cap waves of I see it's category 4 white cap. Where are the oars? We didn't have any oars. I see the drop off of that. What? And stop it, bro. If you know boxing can be tricky, it can be choppy at times. The only way for you to eliminate that or prevent it, you need to wake up and say, I need to be I need to do more. I need to be more engaged in my career. You still have 54, 60, 68. You have the frame for it. You have the frame for those 3 divisions. But within that run, if you want to make the millions, you're going to have to start waking up and being more vocal, bro. You're going to have to tighten up and let people know that you're smart. I don't want to call another black man dumb, even though we got some dummies out there, not just blacks. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to go there with you. I'm just saying the decisions that you're not making, but yet you want to get on here and tell us that if you didn't hear from me, then don't. Bro, stop it, bro. Hey, somebody get with his PR team, have him doing his own live streams. WCS had put this shit out here weeks ago about him not having PR. That's probably the reason why he don't get on here by himself. This shit right here. That's probably the reason. You're Ennis, in order for you to really break open into your fan base and communicate, learn how to have a dialogue, learn how to go live and interact with your fans. Don't be Errol Spence, bro. You fighters that's out here that don't interact with your fans. All y'all ain't Spence. Spence used to do a lot more talking than he did now. But you ain't Spence, bro. You're going to have to get on here and go live, engage with your fans, and be able to connect with them. You can't come over here and put a tweet out like this and say, oh, man, you ain't hear from me, then don't. What? We don't even know what you got going on in between fights, bro. You disappear. And then we see you pop up, and it's goddamn 98.5 degrees in West Coast, and you out there with a goddamn fur chinchilla, goddamn, looking like, man, come on, bro. Like you got an AC unit in your shit. Don't know nothing about this. It look like I'm hot, but I'm not. I'm chill up in this bitch. I got on a chinchilla, if you know what I mean. I'm icy. Hey, y'all brothers out there that's close to Philly, bro. Can I suggest this brother out, get some PR training? Man, they was up here trying to say I was chastising the brother. Now you looking at this tweet. Now you know where I was going with it, right? I'm being serious, as if I'm an older elder. This man is 27 years old, and it's a lot of people that have heavy expectations of him in this boxing game, but yet how you move, my brother, it just doesn't addition to anything to say what's going on in sport. It's almost like you just waiting to be hit over the head with something, and you say, hey, who did that? What was that for? Hey, man, you didn't hear the news? What news, man? Oh, the fight with you and Virgil ain't happening. What? Who was doing that? I didn't even know. I got to go in the fight camp during the holidays. Man, I was just smelling that home cooked meal for November. I just went, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you can't be taken off guard. You can't get any more surprises. You need to wake the fuck up. Like I told you, in the military, 27 years old, you already been in there. Most of them already been in there 8 years, 8 or 9 years, and they're in charge of troops. I'm telling you, you can be the same out here in the civilian pop. Bro, you need to get in charge of your career. You can't be hit over the head with a fight of this magnitude in Virgil Ortiz, who's been up there already. People are talking about his fight with Bullchuck, and here you are struggling to get a unification match at 147. Here you are making excuses post-fight, talking about, oh, I'm 27 years old. I guess I'm going to 154. Bro, you didn't lose. This is what's getting me a bit delirious. This dude didn't lose. You didn't lose their boots, but you up here talking to the interviewer like you yourself is not, being exalted by the Philly fans. So since you felt it internally, that means you have to do more for yourself, dude. You have to do more. I mean, look, I understand there's neural links out there. Seriously, if somebody can program some shit for you and you can go ahead and do a live, I'm pretty sure you'll be on point. But goddamn it, it ain't into effect for you yet. So therefore, you have to remediate, my brother. You have to continue to remediate. I want to see you come out here and engage with your fans so you can get that $5-10 million payday. So you can have the big fights with the big names up there at 154 once you move up. But this shit with being surprised and people are stomping on your head, right? People are upset. They're disengaging, bro, because they was looking for you to move up to 154. It ain't no fucking way that you're going to say, well, I didn't know Virgil, they was trying to make him move to 147. Then ain't nobody trying to see Virgil move down here knowing damn well the medical issues that he had and the hiatus that he took from boxing. And also what we experienced with Crawford and Spence last year. Well, nobody trying to see Virgil come down to 147 and you go in there acting like, look, it wasn't even for a title shot. That's the dumbest part about this media shit. It wasn't even for a title shot if Virgil was to come to 47. He was coming out here for your title. But you, a single division champion, didn't fight for it in the ring. You definitely had the runway straight up to 154, fresh, start new, with a name, a familiar name that you was in the rankings with, together at 147 by the name of Virgil Ortiz. You had every opportunity to make this fight. And then you're going to say, if you didn't hear, no, we don't want to hear that shit, bro. This ain't daycare. This ain't daycare, man. No, we ain't trying to hear that shit. I'm serious, bro. I ain't being mean to Boots. Like I said before, Boots a good guy, man. But goddamn it, don't expect me to take motherfuckers, the hottest chat in the MFing game, on a motherfucking sightseeing extravaganza to the Mount Rushmore of ignorance. I'm not gonna do it. Hey, look here, up on that mountain right there. I know it's a little chippy and you can't really figure it out, but we're just gonna assume who's on the Mount Rushmore of ignorance. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that shit, bro. I'm not taking these cats on the Mount Rushmore of ignorance, field trip, goddammit, on a short bus. I'm not gonna sit on here. I'm not gonna be on here saying, well, listen, he's still 20s, in his 20s, man. He has a lot to learn. Yeah, when Keyshawn's out there younger than you, and he's putting on for his entire freaking city, and he's doing shit with his family and putting his brothers on and everything else, and you're up here talking about, well, boss, hey, boss, you didn't hear it from me, boss. It ain't true. From this day forward, I'm in control. You see this black man ride in on a horse, know that I'm in control because I'm Jerron, Boots, and you need to take that motherfucking charge, yo. You need to take charge. That's all I'm saying. Don't wait too far, until you're still in your, I don't know why you was up there acting like you old and groggled, but bro, if you want to switch, please let me know. I'll go up there and get with Elon Musk and see if he has one of those time machines in there. Shit. And say, hey, Elon, this dude right here, he want to be my age, and I want to go back to being 27. Can you make that happen? Oh, it's it ain't gonna be a return trip. I'm gonna be there forever, and no, I'm not gonna be boxing either. Can you make that happen? Hey, Ennis, you still we still got a verbal agreement? Oh, shit done changed now, huh? Somebody better tell that man he's 27 years old. Don't get on the post-fight talking that bullshit. Bro, you still have time to goddamn take control of this shit and stop acting like you in the struggle. If you can get up there and talk that shit when $1 million worth of game call you up about Crawford, you cannot play stupid about situations that deals with your career like Virgil Ortiz. Period, big dog. I don't want to hear it. A lot of people don't want to hear it. Don't nobody want to hear that shit, bro. You was sitting up there talking about you've been looking for Crawford since 2018. And you was carrying on full sentences. But you get on here and write this shit with no periods, commas, nothing. Come on, bro. I don't like my people out here looking crazy like that. Real talk, man. You got people in disbelief that you this fight with you and Virgil Ortiz potentially dropped the fuck out. That's all I'm saying. Let me get to some of these freaking comments in here. I'm not gonna get to all of them. I get to some of them. Shout out to AC in the building. I see you on deck, man. AU in the building. Shout out to Detroit Boxing. This out there. What's good? Squad Jones in the building. I've been hearing some crazy stuff, man, about this boot situation. I don't know. Look like somebody's dodging smoke and avoiding putting on their boots. Damn. I'm not going to say no names. Hey, man, I don't think you need to say no names, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, looking at that tweet, man, we don't want to have to go put him through an extensive decoding process on what you're trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the boots give it away. But when you say avoiding putting on the boots, some people might get confused. I'm just saying. Honor Brown on deck. What's good? Mike in the building. What's good, man? They said Vargas being punchy. So, hey, check this out. You can say Vargas being punchy, but we're not going to get the perfect fighter. We want some type of discrepancies, because just look at it this way. When Deontay Wilder was knocking cats off, what was his discrepancy? For the eye test, he only had the right hand, right? But he was knocking people out. He was knocking dudes out. Oh, it's his competition. He was knocking dudes out. But he didn't have the fundamental skill set. He wasn't technically sound, so to speak. For the eye test, he was a bit fragmented in his overall skills, in his fundamentals, in his technique. They say Deontay Wilder was not up to par, right? But he had the power. He was blessed with the power of that ammo. You get Crawford, who is technically sound and skilled and has the fundamentals, switch hitter. What was his problem? Everybody's always going to have something to say, bro. Already. They're always going to have something to say. Shout out to OG Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz. Some more salute to you, brother. Brooklyn Hill on deck. What's good, AC? Saying stupid shit is the name of the game. Boots offer the Bud fight by the Turk, according to Eddie. And now Boots get another offer to fight Ortiz, clout chasing duck. Hey. Tomorrow, people, I want to do an open panel on this. I really want to hear what y'all have to say. They hung up on Rachel was live. No, I'm talking about when I talked to her. I talked to her on Spaces. I know what you're talking about. Look. Collins, shout out to Collins. What you're saying is right. They didn't want to hear the truth. And she was saying that Eddie Hearns did not communicate with IBF in a timely manner. So therefore, they couldn't send no exception. So behind the scenes, it was looking like on the surface that they was negotiating with Norman Jr. But no, they couldn't even get any communication done with Eddie Hearns for 2 weeks. Rachel put it out there, but they didn't want to listen to her. Somebody who's been in the game for more than a minute. For real. Been in the game for more than a minute. I don't know, bro. I don't know what's going on with Boots. But he needs to figure this shit out, bro. He needs to figure this out. Quick. He needs to figure it out. Chicken Boys Fishing and Sports. You heard it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He got the curse, man. When you snatch a title like that from someone who earned it and did it the right way. Like I say, in combat sports, sometimes they say all is fair in love and war, right? But in this particular case, the only one went to war was Crawford and Spence. Now you have someone on the sideline doing administrative paperwork to obtain a title, a piece of hardware that was earned and fought on the battlefield within the center square. But yet you're on the sideline and you co-sign, you agree, you concur for them to send that paperwork to Team Crawford to get that title. No, bro. Oh man, that's man, I'm telling you, I'm not even gonna say I might be wrong. I'm telling you, he decided to stay at 147, he will not unify this division. I hear Conor Benn is about to fight Mario Barrios. A lot of people believe that Conor Benn is going to beat Barrios based off his last performances, Barrios' last performances. I don't see Ennis unifying the 147 because it's not going to happen in 2025. So that means he's going to have to stay at 47 to 2026 because none of the champions have 2 belts. And Norman Jr. coming off freaking hand surgery, he has a fight lined up. So who are you going to fight? Stanthionis? Stanthionis had a fight coming up, I think. Eddie let the deadline pass. One, the paperwork is for the IBF Mando. It is a done deal for sure. You know what I'm saying? Let them know, man, for sure. Boo's biggest accomplishment is passing the eye test. Damn, that is absolutely factual. God damn. Even though it's an opinion, it will linger around in anybody thought process. Like, damn, his biggest accomplishment is passing the eye test. That's lethal. That's lethal. Real talk, that's lethal. That's just sharp. That's sharp right there. That cuts deep. You hear that, Boots? Hold on for a second, y'all. That's lethal, man. That shit right there, potent. He said biggest accomplishment is passing the eye test. That's just vicious. You know what I'm saying? That shit right there is like having multiple paper cuts. And somebody say, hey, can you give me that orange? Can you peel it for me, please? Yeah, and get that lemon too. Oh my God. Yo. Damn. You should just go by AC. I'm gone. Call you AC. You can't forget. AC is not going to change. That is my YouTube name. Okay, they talking about something else. But man, from what I'm seeing, if you can't get out the bed to fight Virgil 154, what make you think you ready for Bud, homie? I don't understand it. Boots act like he stamped as the top dog. Not yet. I don't know what he stamped for, bro. Like, I don't want to question his competence when it comes to understanding how important his career is at 27. Like, the way you picked up this IBF title at 147 is not respected. It was via administrative logistics. In order for you to expand your fan base, you're gonna have to interact and stop saying the same thing over and again. Just relax. Just relax. Talk the same way to your fans that you was talking to Crawford when you was chilling in your crib. When you get in front of the camera, it's almost like you have anxiety issues. Like you mumble and you don't want to. I get it, bro. But you ain't shy at 27. This ain't a date. This is just you having a goddamn convo with your fans. This is you getting online on a regular basis and being able to talk about something. Listen to what the fans say and react. Call up another fighter and ask them. There's some fighters out there that's always on their social media. There's some fighters out here that love goddamn doing the breaststroke in this mud. You need to get with them, bro. You need to work on your PR. He said Tim ain't lying. Hey, Tim was on him, right? He said this is duck soup. You know what I'm saying? That's why I put that duck up there with that hot bowl of soup for you, Ennis. Hey, Tim says duck soup, Ennis. Don't be mad at WCS, man. I'm not up here disrespecting you, like calling you crazy ass names. I'm just questioning, do you understand how important it is for you to be in control? You should be shifting the gears right now. This shit with being surprised of everything that's going on with Virgil, no, bro, we ain't believing that, man. If that is indeed the case there, bro, they don't respect who you are. They don't respect how you got the belt. It's almost like they just giving you something to shut you up. It's almost like they're making you look like a fool, but they're saying, hey, don't worry about it. They don't know what they're talking about. Oh, don't worry about it. They're just jealous. They're clout chasers. They just telling you little kid shit, bro, to appease you. No, man, you really out here looking crazy in these boxing streets. Real talk. I'm not alone these days. Boots Ennis, the biggest scam in boxing. Damn. Damn, dog. You got people out here saying you the biggest scam in boxing. Damn. I'm telling y'all, at this rate, he'll be cutting hair about time he 30. Man, y'all know this not the holiday spirit, man. What the hell y'all got going on, dog? Oh, man, me being from the South, man, I immediately picked up on that. No hesitation, man. That is hilarious, man. Man, that is hilarious, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. That shit right there was hilarious, man. Serious. That is dark humor right there. That's dark humor, yo. He said, I'm telling you at this rate, he'll be cutting hair about the time he's 30. He's 27 already. How you play at basketball, but nobody saw the Riyadh Caesar card with you on it? They stay line. Stay. You can't say some. See what I'm talking about there, Collins? You cannot say some dumb shit like that, man. That's too much. That's over the top. People start telling you on the short bus now. People start saying you should see your primary care provider for some aviation. Man, somebody is no, bro. Talking about you shooting hoop. This dude just didn't want to get in the fight camp over the holiday, man. No, whatever he chose. Man, get out of here, bro. No. I'm not messing with you, dog. Spit my drink up, but that we gonna call him until he get a legacy fight. Let me see what Gumbo. That's my new name, Jerron Pro Wings Ennis, because Puss in Boots is a fighter. Puss in Boots was out there, goddamn, collecting names. You know what I'm saying? Taking names and whooping ass, right? Shout out to Blue Hustle in the building. What's good with you, man? Yeah, it's FICO, man. It's FICO. I didn't look. Hey, bro, that's why I ain't put the numbers up there. I use a different. I didn't even put a goddamn number scale up there, man. Poor gets to the point, don't it? Poor. Not average. Poor. It gets to the point. I didn't have to do one with the numbers this time. But if indeed, I didn't see that. If indeed he's up here talking about he was shooting hoop, that's messed up, bro. That's messed up. I hope he wasn't out here talking about he's shoot hoop. What are y'all talking? No. That's a big ass car. You trying to tell me Turkey Al Sheik is just up here freestyling, bro? About a card with you and Ortiz because that's the fight he wanted. You think he freestyling? And now you got Xander Zayas who's stepping in. He's been waiting to get a shot like this. Xander's been waiting. The youngest fighter to sign with Tar, he's been waiting. And now you done gave it to him, gift wrapped and everything. It looks like Christmas. Shout to Dan. What's good with it, man? Haynes Legacy in the building. Salute to you, Haynes. Salute to you, bro. Greg Hacker was drunk today and said he been playing basketball and claimed nobody been talking about boxing straight up. Man, come on, Greg. Oh, see that Philly man. I don't know what's going on. It's not all of them. It's not all of them, man. No, that's just the one centralized location right there, man. For real. Somebody need to dig up, break ground, and see what's going on, man. Something happened, man. Was there a nuclear reactor in that area? Is there some type of mutation going on? Something ain't right, bro. Like for real. This is kind of giving me the heels has eyes type of vibes. It's some crazy weird shit going on, bro. Motherfuckers ain't thinking the way they supposed to be thinking. For real. I'm serious, man. I mean, I'm not putting no accusations out there, anything, god damn it, but something ain't right. For real, y'all. In some cases, right, I'll give passes, right? Seriously. In some cases, I'll give passes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the intelligent can be led astray. Sometimes when you're smart and intelligent, you can be led astray. Is this the case? I don't think so. I don't think no. I don't think this is a case where the intelligent is being led astray. I don't think there's people over there that's just playing games with this guy. Say, hey, it's my sole purpose to make y'all look crazy. But it's something going on with them. They had the two legal things, like not so much with Cameron Duncan dying, but they had to go to court to be removed out of there. And then one of the biggest fights, especially with Norman Jr. coming off his last fight, that falls out, and you get on here and say, oh, we sent him 3 offers. So now when it comes to you getting on here talking about Virgil Ortiz, they're over there talking about basketball. Now y'all Curtis Blow. We're playing basketball. We're not talking boxing at all. A fat boys. We're playing basketball. We're not talking boxing at all. Man, get the fuck out of here, yo. If you just now joining, be sure to hit the like button, hit the cash app. I appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, people, let's work. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Those of you that's in attendance, I've been missing another lately. I'm glad you got here you live today. I love the playback game. There's nothing like the live. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Man, I had to get on here because it's late. I'm about to get up. I'm about to get up out of here too, Haynes. I just had to come in here, and since we just passed off Thanksgiving for 2024, you know what I'm saying? I had to finish, while the grease was still hot, cooking Ennis, because he got on here looking crazy again. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got up at the top. What I got. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got what I got. Professional debut, April 30th, 2016, a legacy fight. Nobody know. Current record, 33 victories, 0 defeats, and 29 knockouts. And they're talking about playing basketball. See, that's that shit during the holidays, man. Like, I went down his resume. Two fights that was in January. And look, if we're talking about fights that really matter, 1 out of the last 10, I believe. 1. So he don't really like being in fight camp through the holidays, from what it seems. And we know goddamn well, February 22nd, that means you will be going to fight camp as we speak. You will be in fight camp as we speak in December, January. You know what I'm saying? That's facts. I don't think he likes being in fight camp during the holidays. I think he loves kicking back, like he said, with his feet up, and being goddamn given a freaking plate of food for the holidays. This is for you, Ennis. Don't worry about what they saying about your baby. You'll be okay, baby. We got your family. You got your family, baby. You'll be able to get another fight at Wells Fargo, so you won't have to get on there. No, you was gonna have to go on deployment. You was gonna have to go over to Saudi Arabia and get out your comfort zone. And he didn't want that shit, yo. He didn't want that at all. But shout out to the hottest chat in the MF game, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. I'll be back on tomorrow, man. Like I said, I really want to have a open panel tomorrow. I just want to hear what the people have to say about this, man. People have been awakened to the nonsense. Once again, people are being exposed. You know what I'm saying? For these facades that they've been putting on. Just like AC said, what did he say? His biggest accomplishment is passing the eye test. That is just wicked. That means for your conduct, you got an N. Non-satisfactory. Your conduct is non-satisfactory. That accomplishment, that eye test deal, that shit is expired and it's not going to get renewed until you go in there and fight somebody and get put to the test. You know what I'm saying? Fight somebody with a name. I'm glad all this Crawford talk has went out the window. Now people understands. They understand why Crawford said he brings nothing to the table. It's amazing how they have to flip through a couple of chapters to really see what Crawford was talking about. And now the couple of fights that he's had with Avanesian and freaking Corinne, they see the shit, bro. And then they see the other stuff that's going on, negotiations dropping out, all that. Now they see, yo. Now you hearing the whispers. Now he's gonna see people looking at him sideways. For real, I'm not. He's gonna hear the rumblings, y'all. And now Boots tells you. He said, from here on out, y'all, he's putting y'all on blast. He ain't talking to me. From here on out, if it didn't come from me and me only, don't believe it. And I will address if I'm staying at 47 or moving up to 54 at a later date and time. You can't even tell the people during the holidays. It ain't like you in fight camp. This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy, man. For real, this is crazy. But y'all hold it down, man. Continue to support the channel. Happy holidays to all. And please do me a favor. If you happen to see Boots out there in the street, right? Ask him what his New Year's resolution is. And tell him, hey, I'm trying to be a fan there, Boots. But you're making it hard to follow you into 2025, shouty. I'm out, Pete.